did he really call me, even me, to come to him? Perhaps she couldn't believe it at first. But then she does believe it. She dares to believe it. Now here she comes, kind of shuffling toward him, all bent over. And as she was coming, we're told, fourthly, Jesus spoke to her. He spoke comforting words to her, the word of promise. Woman, you are loosed from your infirmity. And then fifthly, verse 13, he laid hands on her, and immediately she was straight and glorified God. It was a miracle. She was healed immediately. She was healed completely. She was healed perpetually, forever. Right there on the spot. How did this happen? Jesus called her. The best way she knew how to. She came, just as she was. And it was this that connected her to him. As his hands were laid upon her, and being united to him, joined to him, by his power and grace, she was made new. The text says she was made straight and glorified God. Now, she was made straight, but she stood up straight. In other words, she acted, but she acted because first she was acted upon, right? She still acted. She wasn't just passive. Jesus called her. She came to him. He laid his hands upon her. She was made straight. She stood up. Straight, right there. And it says she glorified God. Boy, I bet she did, don't you? Can you just imagine her leaping with joy and praising God? They'd never seen anything like that in this old stuffy synagogue there where Jesus was teaching before. And she's leaping with joy. She's praising God. I can see her twirling and dancing about with the light of heaven upon her face as everyone watched in amazement. She could hardly believe it. It was almost too good to be true. But it is true. And again, how did it happen? He called her. She believed that he really was calling her. And she came to him. That's it. Jesus did all the saving. She could have never saved herself. He called her and she came. How did she come? She just came. Just as I am, without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that you bid me come to thee. O Lamb of God, I come. Just as I am, though tossed about with many a conflict, many a doubt, fightings and fears within, without. O Lamb of God, I come. Just as I am, wretched, blind, sight, riches, healing of the mind. Yea, all I need in thee to find. O Lamb of God, I come. And Jesus has promised that whoever comes to him, he will by no means cast out. My friend here today, Jesus calls you in the gospel. Listen to me. I didn't just say Jesus calls people in the gospel. That's not what I said. Jesus calls people in general. Or Jesus calls the elect. Or Jesus calls those who have it all together. Those who are trying to do right. I said Jesus calls you. Put your name there. The promise is to you. And to all who hear the gospel. The gospel call and invitation goes out to all. And it goes out to you directly, personally, this morning. Acts 2:26. God, having raised up his servant Jesus, sent him to bless you by turning every one of you from your iniquities. Acts 13:38-39. Therefore let it be known to you that through this man is preached to you indiscriminately, to you specifically. Through this man is preached to you the forgiveness of sins, and by him every one of you who believes